What's up YouTube, this is Collect Pokemon and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are actually going to talk about Bandai and a One Piece card game again. Now, before you guys click off, this video is quite interesting because I'm going to make some comparison between how Bandai is releasing cards and how Pokemon is releasing cards. And to really dive into the idea of printing in waves and whether printing in waves is something good or not. And before going into this video, I want you to keep in mind this question. Do you think that Bandai is making a smart move by doing what I'm going to explain to you? Or is it just plain old Bandai being dumb? So yeah, let's get into it. So for those of you that don't know, Bandai is the company that makes different card games. Sounds funny, but yeah, they make a lot of card game at once: Union Arena, One Piece, Digimon, and also Dragon Ball. And they pretty much manage to screw up every single card game they make for a very, very long time. Not only that, the card games that they make cannibalize on each other. If they don't like it, if things doesn't work, if there's a power creep or whatever, they would just press the reset button and we get a fresh start again. So Bandai is traditionally not very, very good in managing card game. Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, like Magic the Gathering, you know, they can fire CEO and Hasbro to make Magic the Gathering better. I don't know what is happening in Bandai. You know, get someone that knows what they're doing to do things. Maybe they know this time. So yeah, hear me out. So you know, 3 weeks ago, I actually got an email saying that, hey, Collect Pokemon, do you want to order some more One Piece OP09? And I was like, oh, OP09, it's not a bad set. OP09 is called the 4 Emperor, and it is set to be released on August the 31st. And people are quite hyped up for this set. And I mean, technically the PRB01 set is really, really hyped up. And then we have the OP09, which was really, really hyped up as well because of the popular characters. And so I was like, oh my god, OP09, we're ordering more of it? Yeah, apparently they, you know, pretty much hit me up with emails saying that, hey, you know, there's going to be a reprint. Wait, reprint? You haven't even printed the first print? But anyway, that's what they call it. They call it a reprint, you call it a second wave, whatever you like to call it. They call it a reprint. So I was like, okay, yeah, reprint, sounds good. I've ordered enough on my first order. I don't think I need my second order. And then they told me that, hey, oh, forgot to mention, the first order will be heavily allocated. So you might not get what you ordered for. I'm like, okay, then so I'll put down one case for the second wave because yes, I only buy one case of One Piece because I don't believe in it as strongly as Pokemon. Anyway, so I was like, oh, okay. So I put an order in for a One Piece, OP09. And today, I actually got another email saying, hey, Collect Pokemon, you know, OP09, we're going to get a second reprint. I'm like, no, wait, you said you're going to get a reprint, right? No, this is not a reprint. This is a second reprint. What do you mean? The first reprint that we offered to sell you was in September, and this is a second reprint in October. And I was like, wait, the original print still hasn't been released. How are you getting a second and like a reprint and a reprint? And yeah, so that's basically what I believe to be called waves. And I think that what Bandai is doing is that they are splitting the release up into 3 different waves, around 2 to 3 weeks apart. And they're telling different distributors that, hey, these are called reprints, you know. Yeah, they're reprints. We're not holding many stocks, even though we're heavily allocating the first release. We're not, yeah, we just didn't print enough, so we have a reprint 2 weeks later. What are you doing, Bandai? Anyway, why I suggest that this video that they might actually be quite smart is, let's be objective. Let's be neutral here first. Let's just assume that Bandai is doing everything right. Now, traditionally, in a lot of, not traditional, but you know, in a lot of card games, what really happens is that at release, card prices are really, really high. And they would slowly sink a little, but not too much. And there will be a lot of individuals holding on to many of these boxes, and they would release these boxes in waves. So I think I've mentioned this in Pokemon before. They have like these really weird allocation things in Japan where, okay, I will sell you two cases at price A, which is like the lowest price, wholesale price. But at the same time, if you want to buy these two, you have to buy 4 cases at retail price, and maybe 4 other cases at more than retail price. And you have to buy it as a bundle. So that's usually how waves work for the distributor level, but not the Bandai company to distributors level. So what that caused, or what that simply makes, is that it makes initial release very, very expensive, because everyone is speculating. You know, everyone doesn't know actually how much stock is there, so they're speculating, and the price of cards becomes super hyped up and super high. And we know what happens when cards sells for double or triple MSRP before the release. You know, people start to have negative sentiment, and you know, people are complaining that they can't get cards, and so on. And how do we solve this issue? How do we solve individuals hoarding, not individual, but like, you know, companies hoarding a lot of these cards, and they're selling it in waves so that the price, the profit margin that they gain maximizes? How do we get those people to like back off and like start selling some of these things that they're hoarding? Is to tell them that there will be a reprint and a reprint and a reprint. People knowing that, or individuals or sellers knowing that there is a reprint, what they're going to do is that they are actually going to lower the price. They are going to make sure that their initial amount that they get allocated, or the initial amount that they ordered, sold. Now here's the thing. These emails are sent to me around 2 to 3 weeks apart after that you've made, or after I've made the order for the second wave, or the first reprint. So this is how it works. If I ordered 100 Ks, and then after all the orders are locked in, later on they tell me that 1 month later, we're going to get a reprint. How many Ks do I want to order? Knowing that I've ordered 100 Ks already, I am likely to only order 20 or 50 cases. And they did tell me that it will be heavily allocated. So my 100 case might get 50, I assume maybe cut in half. So I would want to order more for the second wave. And then knowing that I have most likely 100 to 200 cases now, they tell me that there's a third wave. So as a seller, thinking that, oh shit, you know, there's going to be a lot of waves. I have already locked in like 50 cases or 100 cases. You know, even though they said that it's going to be heavily allocated, we still don't know yet. They don't give us the number yet. So they might get the full 100 case. And then, which is very likely, because if they don't see any order on the second reprint, they're going to shuffle those around. So anyway, so they might get the whole 100 case, and they will get the extra 50 case in the second order. And maybe if they did put like 30 case in the last second reprint, you know, they're going to get a total of like 180 or 200 cases. And that will definitely scare some seller, because they have to move these products. If they don't move these products quick enough, the price will drop. And because of that, that creates this thing of an undercutting. Sellers will start to undercut each other at pre-sale instead of overtopping everyone else, because they know that there's going to be more coming. And I think that this might actually be a smart move for Bandai, because you know, finally they can get a better judgment of how much products is needed to be printed, and how much the market can actually absorb without being without the data being skewed by individuals or companies hoarding on a lot of these products. So that is definitely going to be interesting to see, you know, whether this wave release will actually trigger a much more affordable, a much more healthy market for One Piece card game going forward, especially for the Japanese side of things. And like I said in this video, I want you guys to judge. And for me, I think that there is hope for this, but it really depends on the amount that they are actually selling in the first wave. You know, if it was heavily allocated in the first wave, okay, so imagine this, there's free wave. If the quantity that is printed in the free wave is equal in amount, what is going to happen is that as soon as the first wave hits, the price is going to skyrocket. And when the price skyrocket, booster boxes will skyrocket with the single card prices. Then the second wave is going to be overly ordered because a lot of people know that a second wave is coming. So they'll start pre-selling the second wave at a much more elevated market price because of the fake scarcity that was created, because you have to split it into three equal waves, and that could have a negative effect. So it really depends on whether Bandai can actually gives a very large first wave, a little smaller second wave, and a equally as small or even smaller third wave. If it was released like that, then I think that the original target of stopping people hoarding a lot of these will be there, you know, and booster box will finally become more affordable at pre-sale price. So yeah, it really depends on it's very interesting, because I think that from this we can see how English release will be releasing in the future, because a lot of the time Bandai will try things out in the Japanese side of things first, and if things works out, they'll roll it out in the English side of things. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But OP09, One Piece knows very well, or Bandai knows very well, that it's going to be one of the last set that it's going to be sought after. I think going forward with OP010, OP011, even though I don't know what character will be in there, I just don't think that, you know, that peak, that hype that they've been pushing up from the OP05, OP06, OP07, PRB01, OP09, I just don't think that it's gonna last there. It will definitely drop back down, and we are already seeing a lot of these drops. And we're gonna actually see more of these drop as in October, we're gonna get a reprint of PRB01, and I do believe that that reprint is gonna be quite significant as well. And yeah, so for those of you who are actually buying into One Piece card game, do be very, very cautious about it, especially when you want to order pre-orders of these. Make sure you don't overpay as much, and remember, while most card game, I mean in Pokemon, you know, we're so used to that card games don't really drop below wholesale or MSRP. Card games that are not Pokemon can drop to 0, can be worthless over time, because you know, no one actually cares, no one plays that game anymore, and so on. And you know, that happened to things like Metasu. It happens to the old Dragon Ball card game, and so be very, very cautious, because the formula that we use to invest in Pokemon card, it's not the same as the formula that we should apply when investing in One Piece or any other trading card game. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. This is Collect Pokemon. Bye bye.